What's up, guys? It's Pad. For those of you who are a subscriber of Wow Hobbs, he put out his 100th video a little bit ago. So I watched part 1, and I watched part 2, which was making Golden Ice Crown. So I brought a Guildy's Out level 79 Rush Druid down here to see if this would work. When no one was on that needed a level or that could come down here, I was trying to do this by myself, and it was a lot harder than having a healer, mainly because they do Mortal Strike, and if I'm trying to round up 3 or 4 groups, I'm basically getting my ass kicked. So yes, I would have to bubble or use my lay on hands or some combination of the two. Even with my Figurine of the Colossus, which every time I block restores 120 health when I use it with Mortal Strike, it wasn't doing much. But I brought this 79 Druid down here, and it worked out pretty well. One of the good things is not only you get good coin, you get the greens, you get the grays, which eventually add up. And I was helping her get cloth for her warlock, who's a tailor. And she's a herbalist, so she was finding a lot of Ice Thorn, which she got Frost Lotus of. Now, I kept my regular gear on. I used my blocking gear, so I have about a 37% chance to block with that Figurine of the Colossus. Unlike Wow Hobbs, I kept my regular weapon, because spell damage weapons, since they tweaked paladins where we don't need spell damage, we need strength. Stamina does give spell power back, and spell power doesn't increase your conjugate. Your conjugate is a set spell power limit unless you have the Librum, which I do. It increases, I believe, your spell power, your conjugate by 131 spell power. But that's overall, so if it ticks every 2 seconds for 8 seconds, you take how much it increases, you divide that by 4, and then each tick is that much. But for the paladins out here watching this, easiest way to do this, if you do this, it is to round a couple groups up. Say you round one group up, you want to consecrate, use Holy Wrath, and then use Blessing of Freedom, because they do a shout which decreases movement speed by 60%. And then you want to go to the next group. Make sure you consecrate in the middle if it's off cooldown to kite them so they don't evade bug and reset. This is good XP. I think she said she was getting about 800, 7 to 800. But she was full rested to 80, which helped a lot. She needed 15 bars. We were out here until I believe 12:30, and then I got really tired, and she only needed 5 left. And we started this at, I think, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So it goes by really, really fast. Now, unfortunately, unlike Wow Hobbs, I did not get any books of Glyph Mastery. I was mainly down here not only for myself to get gold and not only for my Guildy's Out, but there's a warlock on my server, actually in my guild, who I believe only has 4 glyphs he needs left, and he doesn't feel like spending the money to buy the glyph books, so I figured, I didn't have much to do, I'd go and try to farm him a couple. The drop rate on those things are horrendous, fucking horrendous, but I tried, and if my druid friend hasn't hit 80 when I get on today, I'll come back down here again and see if I can get some more. But it's some good profit. When I was by myself, I made about 800 gold in about an hour off of both coin and selling grays. The cloth I originally had from doing this was sent to my mage, who's almost level 70 now. I know it takes a while. Put out that Frost Mage AoE grinding video about 3 months ago, and he's not even level 70 yet. It's kind of sad. I know. And then when she came down here, I told her she could have the cloth if she would give me the grays that she got. Since we were splitting the coin, I wasn't going to ask for the coin because that's not really fair. But she started just looting the coin and then leaving the grays for me. And my bags never got full. I always had about 15 slots open. I threw all the greens I was acquiring into my Dragonhide bag, which is 22 slots, and I ended up filling that by the end of the night with just greens. But the really nice thing about this is how fast-paced it was. The respawn time on these mobs are really nice, and since there's just a big spot with all these mobs in them, you can probably pull 3 groups, want to say like every 2 minutes, and I could probably get about 5 pulls of 3 in before they all started to respawn. So when I finished that last group of 3, there would be the first group of 3 I killed would have already respawned. It was a big chain. Now I know, for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, or what. But I didn't find a lot of Saronite out here at all today, which is bad, because I usually farm this area heavily. But it's whatever. I'm kind of done with farming for now, or at least farming Saronite, because the price of belt buckles on my server plummeted, so it's not even profitable anymore. But it's fun though. It's what I've always done. Like back at level 70, I used to farm the top of Black Temple trying to get gold, and I got a crap load of netherweave, and this is just a variation of what I used to do, but just at level 80 and a lot funner, a lot easier too. Now the funny thing is, about a month and a half ago, I was down here doing my ore routes. Back when Eternal Belt Buckles actually sold for about 50 to 70 gold a piece. And my buddy of mine, level 78 Death Knight, was down here AoE grinding. So I tell he was having trouble, so I flew down and helped him. I was down there for 2 hours. I power leveled him to 80. And I didn't think, okay, this is a good way to make money because of all the greens and grays and coin you get. It just didn't run through my head. Then when Hobbs put out his 99th and 100th video, I was like, wow, maybe I should go back here and check this out. And he was right. Overall, in coin itself, you probably get about 300 to 400 gold in just coin, and then when you sell the grays, depending on how many grays you get, you can get anywhere from 50 gold for grays to like 300 gold for grays, and then all the greens, when you DE them, IMO, you get a lot more money DEing stuff than either selling it as an item itself or vendoring it, because everybody needs enchanting match, not everybody needs a green. When I disenchanted 22 greens I ended up having at the end of the night, I'll probably make another 3 to 5, maybe 600 gold, which is nice, especially since I raid. I recommend this farming strategy for anybody who needs money, i.e. Paladins, mages, hunters. Now this, I almost edited this out, but I figured I'd keep it in. I was flying around, I found a rich Saronite vein, and this flagged. I'm so glad he was flagged. It made me feel so much better to kill somebody who steals my veins. Survival hunters down here. And, I figured, what the hell. I've been down here farming, might as well have some fun. So, me and this druid gang up on him, and we kill him. Which is a free honor kill, which is pretty nice. But, for people who don't have their epic flying mount yet, or their, looking for another epic mount, such as the 16,000 gold mammoth with the vendors on it, which in my opinion is kind of a waste of money, but if you want to spend 16,000 gold on a mount, then be my guest. But this is a really, really good method of farming. If you're down here when no one else is down here, you can make a lot of money. Now, what I said in my last video still stands. We're still looking for a couple people to finish off our 25-man raid force. We need some dedicated people. We don't have a warlock or a hunter app in from the 2 warlocks and hunters we already have raiding with us. So if anybody is interested, please send in an app. If you're looking for a website, go back to my old video. Also, we need a shadow priest and a rogue. So if you're in T7.5 and T8 gear that you acquired on your own, and you're looking for a good raiding guild, please send an app to timetoraid.com. Please comment this, guys, subscribe and rate it. I want an honest opinion. Congratulations, Hobbs, on your 100th video. And until next time, guys, I'm Pad, and I wish everybody a happy Memorial Day.